You must have been mentally exhausted and hurt a lot while living with a narcissist. After breaking up with my narcissistic boyfriend, whom I had given 100% of my heart to and promised to marry, my life became destructive due to the after effects of enormous pain. You need to heal well to avoid trauma. If you do not overcome the trauma, the after effects are that it may remain as a shadow for the rest of your life. Let's take a look at Brenda Stevens' book, That's a Narcissist. Let's check out what steps there are in healing wounds.
Step 1 in healing wounds. Free yourself from self-blame and admit that it is abuse.
Fundamental acceptance means acknowledging reality as it is without judgment. This should not include any emotions, such as wishing things were different, bitterness, a desire to negotiate, or anything else. If you think, we could have gotten along better if I hadn't argued so strongly, this is not fundamental acceptance. Ask them to take a moment to think about where they feel they are in their recovery process and where they would like to be. This helps me stop fighting the past and look purely at where I am, what I am feeling, and what I need to do as the first step to feeling better.
Collect my vulnerabilities.
Look at the following list and check the sentences that you feel fit or fit your experience.
I tend to be suspicious of people. I am my own worst critic. Difficulty accepting compliments easily. It is difficult for me to be kind to myself. I don't remember feeling whole or complete. I feel guilty when I say no to someone's request. I can't sit still without thinking about having to do something. I have never understood what it means to love and accept yourself unconditionally. I feel like I need to accomplish something to make others feel worthy of loving me.
Use the 2 or 3 of these sentences that resonate the most to set your next healing goals.
Set small but clear healing goals.
You can set your healing goals using the sentences you selected from the checklist in the previous exercise. As a guide, the goal should be as clear as possible and something I can consistently manage. To achieve this, it will be better to have small goals that can be put into practice right away, rather than grand ones. For example, if you chose the statement "I feel guilty when I say no to someone's request," a simple, manageable, and achievable goal would be when someone asks for something, I take time to make up my mind before saying yes. Small goals may seem like nothing, but as you go through the healing and recovery process, they will become treasures that can make a big difference in your life.
Breaking down your goals makes it easier to put them into practice.
Think of detailed goals to better achieve the healing goals you created in the previous exercise. To achieve the goal of when someone asks for something, I take time to check my heart before saying wow, yes. I want to be more aware of my reactions to requests. I want to trust my intuition or instinct when making decisions. Thinking things like I want to learn law. Breaking down your goals into manageable goals makes them more achievable.
Create very specific action plans.
For your segmentation goal, you could set an action guide such as: take 10 seconds after receiving the other person's request to determine where tension is present in your body. Or you could say, I will receive a request and respond by saying, I need some time to think about this. Taking the time to think about what is best for you is a great way to uncover your true self that has been clouded by a narcissist.
Complete the self-affirmation sentences.
Could it be something like, I admit that I have been in an abusive relationship. I have the courage to confront it. And now I have the will to make a change, right? You don't have to write into much detail if you feel overwhelmed. Write down 2 or 3 meaningful thoughts, and look at them often to reassure yourself.
Get out of the cycle of what if.
The best thing we can do for ourselves when it comes to relationships with narcissists is to clear the brain fog that narcissistic relationships. That's how you can move forward. If you find yourself looking back on your relationship with a narcissist and constantly telling yourself what if, challenge that. At that time, I endured excessively to the point of engaging in behavior that was detrimental to my mental health. It was already okay, but it was a good thing to end the relationship now. This is how you raise it.
Record the good times and the bad times in your relationship with the narcissist.
Victims are so desperate for romantic memories that they forgive many of the narcissist's bad actions. Clinging to a few good memories like this puts the victim at risk of returning to a toxic relationship, and becoming obsessed with trying to get it back. If you clearly compare the good and bad times, you will probably find that the times you spent with a narcissist were more often romantically misperceived as the narcissist's mismanipulation.
Practice focusing on yourself at this moment.
It is easy for victims to replay interactions with a narcissist in their minds, trying to understand the ridiculous actions and lies the narcissist told. The more you focus on what you are feeling and thinking right now, the more you can distance yourself from the hurt that the narcissist has left behind.
Create a crisis hotline to help you.
Have at least 2 people you can contact when times are tough. Of course, there will be some people who find it difficult to contact anyone at any time. Narcissists work hard to alienate their victims from other people, and as a result, they often have no friends, colleagues, or even family around them. A good alternative is to have contact information for a counseling center where you can get help. The people who will support me are my crisis hotline for when I feel emotionally overwhelmed. So, when you're in pain, call or text them.
Focus on yourself, not the relationship.
Animals living in the wild are always in survival mode. Since they don't know when a predator will attack, they are always on edge and paying close attention to the predator's actions. Likewise, victims forget about their own needs and live their lives always looking out for the narcissist. To heal the wounds of a narcissist's abuse and reclaim your true identity, you must turn off this survival mode. Make a list of activities that interest you. This could be playing an instrument, volunteering, gardening, reading a book, or spending time with a pet. Finding something you love will bring vitality to your life and give you the opportunity to discover a new sense of self.
Being honest with yourself will help you avoid handing over control to a narcissist.
Shame is feeling like you are a bad person or worthless. It is poison to the soul. It doesn't help our lives in any way, but when you're with a narcissist, you inevitably feel shame. Narcissists use shame to gain control over their victims. The opposite emotion of shame is honesty. Looking at the real me honestly and expressing my real feelings honestly is something I can do without handing over control to the narcissist.
You need the courage to look at yourself closely.
The most important point was to recognize and accept what had happened. That way, you can never see yourself in a harmful relationship again. On a deeper level, it helps us recognize additional areas for growth and healing. For example, like realizing that your vulnerability to a narcissist is due to hidden wounds you received in childhood. It takes courage to look at yourself closely. Today, we learned about step 1 of how to heal from narcissist abuse. Next time, we will provide you with informative content about the second stage of healing, taking care of yourself and your emotions. Thank you.